I'm going to do a little question and answer session again for you. I have 4 questions here from 4 people who submitted questions online, and I'm going to go ahead and just hop right into them. The first one is from Rebecca. It says, what do you think about low carb dieting while weight training? What would be the ideal carb intake for someone looking to get in shape? And we actually have another carb question on here. I'm going to maybe see if I can answer these at the same time. It's from Jessica, and it says, I'm interested in high carb or moderate carb versus low carb for losing fat. I see so many pushing high protein and low carbs, but for me personally, this has been counterproductive. If you're just looking to get in shape and just eat a normal, well-balanced diet, you want to get at least 40% of your calories from carbohydrates. And when I say carbohydrates, I am leaning more toward the complex carbohydrates. Your brown rices, your sweet potatoes, your oatmeals, the carbs like that are going to be released slower into your bloodstream. Takes a little bit longer to digest rather than the simple carbohydrates that even fruit has in them. So you have to look at what type of carbohydrates you're eating first of all. As far as the ideal carb intake, again, it depends honestly on what type of body you have and how much you weigh. Like I said, you want to get about 40% of your daily calories from your carbs. So, and usually I think it's about 15 calories per pound of body weight that you want to eat. So take your body weight times 15 usually is about how much you want to eat. So for instance, a 150-pound person who just wants to maintain would eat about 2,250 calories a day, and you would want to make 40% of those your good complex carbs. Now, for someone who is interested in high carb or moderate carb versus low carb, I've tried low carb before and it just doesn't work well with my body. I get way too lean, I lose muscle. So you need carbs just as much as protein for your muscle. Like I said before, also it also depends on what type of body you have. If you have more of an ectomorph, or even mesomorph type body. Your ectomorphs are your long, lean people. You see them like your marathon runners. They need a lot more calories for carbs because they'll burn it off faster. Mesomorphs are more people who are pretty athletically built already. They have a good athletic foundation for their body before they even really start doing much. And then you have endomorphs, who are your heavier set people who carbs can affect a little bit more. So if you feel that you fall into more the ecto-mesomorph area, you can up your carbs a little bit more than someone who just is a lot more carb sensitive. So look at like maybe slowly increasing your carbohydrates to see how it affects your body. Don't go straight from low carb to high carb and stick with it. You might want to just slowly over a period of weeks increase your carbs 10, 20, 30 a day just to see how it feels. So try that and see. You want to keep your protein a little bit higher, but it also depends on your goals and what you want to do with your body. The next question is from Rhonda. Rhonda says, any tips for staying motivated? How do you stay motivated? For me personally, I do competitions and figure competitions in the NPC, which is the National Physique Committee. When I'm getting ready for a contest, I have to be very strict. I have to train 6 days a week, and over a period, I usually train for at least 3 months for a competition, and after a while, it does start to get a little bit strenuous. It gets stressful. You do start losing a little bit of motivation about halfway through. So to motivate myself, I will either surround myself with people who are like-minded, people who have certain fitness goals of their own. I see in the gym that they want to maybe start training, and I can see them hitting the weights harder, and that kind of motivates me. I will put pictures around myself of competitors who I think just have a great body type, and I strive to be more like that. you can make a little collage of, this is the body I like, this is the body I strive for. And then also when I get, and I don't get a ton, but I mean, when I do get something from someone who says, hey, Sarah, because, I really am inspired by you, that's a big motivator to me. That causes me to want to do better, so that I can inspire others. That's just, like I said, I've not had a ton of people do that, but that's a really big deal for me when someone tells me I have motivated or inspired them. So you can inspire others, and in turn that kind of comes back to you. And then the last question is from Micah. It says, how much running is too much? I'm running 3 miles at least 4 days a week, and I feel like I'm running off some of my gains. Emma, does this keep me from gaining strength as well? I wouldn't think 3 miles 4 times a week would necessarily affect your strength and affect your gains. I think that it depends on how long it takes you to run the 3 miles, at what point in the day you're running the 3 miles, what your weight training is like, if your nutrition is on point. And then again, going back to your body type. Personally, I'm more of an ectomesomorph. I can lose muscle very easily, so I don't do a lot of cardio, because it tends to eat my muscle off as much as it does the fat. So I don't do a ton of cardio. I don't do a lot of running. It does affect the size of my legs. My legs are very hard to develop and grow. So I don't do a ton of running. It might be a mile here or there. I don't really do a lot of distance running. I ran cross country in college for a couple of years, and it was fine, but I'm more of a sprinter, more of a fast twitch kind of girl than a slow twitch, so that might be more of a personal preference for me. But if you are doing too much cardio, then it can affect your strength. It can affect your gains. I would keep cardio to 45 minutes per session. And I would put the cardio at the end of the weight training. I do a 10-minute warm-up before, then do my weight training, and then if I ever do cardio after, ever do more cardio, it would be right after my weight training. But again, that's very, very sparse. I don't do very much of that. But that's me. That doesn't work for everybody. Some people have to do a lot of cardio if they want to get in the right place for themselves. So it just depends on what part of the day you're doing it in. If you're doing it early in the morning, then doing your weight training at night, or if you've not eaten, your pre-workout, post-workout meals play a part in that. So you might want to look and see how you're doing that, how you're incorporating your cardio into your workout, and if you're doing anything else before or after the run. I mean, if you're doing if you're on the step meal before you go for your run, or come back and do the step meal after, or whatever, that could also affect it. So those are the questions I have this time. I know this has kind of been a little bit longer video, but I really do enjoy getting your questions. If you have more, please post them below. Follow First Step Pro Wellness on all of our social media sites. We have Facebook, Google+, Instagram, and Twitter. And then also check out the products online at www.firststepprowellness.com. And if you have other how-to exercises you would like to see videos for, please post those below. Share this with your friends, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.